So, what is my topic? You're gonna ask. My research topic I chose to the question: do aliens exist? The reason I chose that is because I think it's quite interesting because it's really a 50-50 shot on whether they exist or not. But I don't know. It's just what I believe they exist, but a lot of people don't. I also believe in all the UFO sightings and everything. This topic is controversial because some people obviously think that they exist, and then some people strongly believe they don't. And then it's even in some religions that they don't exist, which is understandable. I mean, you can believe what you want to believe. And it's just honestly to me, it's just a really interesting topic. Some things I learned that there are only 8 planets in our solar system, which I thought there was more, but I guess I wasn't really thinking about our solar system. I was thinking about the whole entire galaxy, which space just goes on for an infinite amount of time. So that's just, I mean, what's out there is such an interesting topic to think about. I mean, it's like a brain twister. And I another thing I learned was that the first UFO sighting, well, what we think was the first UFO sighting. It's hard to say because some people might have thought they saw one and didn't say anything, or some people might have lied. But the what I believe was the first official UFO sighting was in 1947, which a guy saw 7 super fast flying objects flying through the sky at extremely fast speeds. And I did put that in the essay, so you can read more about that. I believe 7's the number, but I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to go back and look at the essay. Something else that was also pretty interesting to me was there's this U.S. Navy jet pilot, right? And he took a video of what I believe and what lots of people believe are UFOs. The reason I believe that those are UFOs is because I put the quote in the essay, but he says specifically, nothing flies that high. And he was flying the jet when he took the video, and it was so much higher than them. And jet flyers fly extremely high, and he would be able to know the distance, but because that's the height, because that's kind of they got to know that. But he himself said that nothing flies that high, not even big, not even giant planes that the U.S. Army is flying. Nothing flies that high. Something that I did struggle with a little bit while I was writing about this topic was I had to see the other side of the argument. It's a requirement to talk about both sides of the argument, and I struggled seeing the other side. So when I wrote the second half of this research question, I had to completely switch up my mindset. I had to try and believe that they weren't real. I had to put myself in the perspective of somebody who was on the other side of the argument, which is kind of hard to do. It's something I struggled with, but it's not too bad. That was probably one of the hardest parts about this topic, but I wouldn't say it was the hardest part. The hardest part for me about this topic was finding evidence because I wanted it to be the most realistic evidence I could find, but that's hard to do because anybody can just say that that picture was faked or edited or that video was like set up. I mean, there's no way to 100% prove that it's 100% real evidence. So, what's something else I could talk about on here? Something I would do different. Definitely, I would use a completely different laptop. Um, I'm still in high school, so I have a required laptop that I have to use, but it was a struggle because they have some websites blocked on here. So there was a lot of information that I couldn't get to because of this laptop. But my over my overall view of this research project was I feel like I struggled at first when I started writing it because I feel like I wrote it in more of a narrative essay instead of a research project. But once I understood what I had to do, like when I was revising it after that first time, I started to understand what I had to do more. I had to research more, which was usually it's not what I'm used to, but I feel like I struggled for the first half of it, and then the second half, I really understood what I was supposed to do, and I just think it came out pretty good.